What's Up Award TV. This is a self-help weekly podcast featuring genuine people much like yourself. People who share their intricate perspectives on love, life, relationships, business, and everything in between. Our motto on this show is everybody has a story to tell, but we just want to know, what's yours? Of course, there's nothing new under the sun, but hearing how someone else dealt with a story or a situation and how they endured that, it may be comforting to you and let you know you're not alone. But don't take my word for it. Listen to What's Up Aboard TV wherever you get your streaming services at. Welcome back to What's Up Aboard TV and What's Up Aboard the podcast. My name is Wardy Ward, and I'm the host of this self-help yet educational podcast that you can find on YouTube, Pandora Music, Apple TV, or wherever you get your streaming content. Our motto on this platform is everybody has a story to tell, but we just want to know what's yours. If you're new to my platform, welcome. But before I introduce my esteemed guest today, I must give a brief PSA. If you're like me and you want to have a variety of eyewear without having to break the bank, I suggest you go to Zenni.com. Zenni Optical has all your eyewear needs for as little as $10. That includes lens, shipping, and more. They have tints for your glasses, transitions, progressive bifocal lenses, and much, much more. Don't take my word for it. Go to Zenni.com and see for yourself and tell them Wardy Ward sent you. Now, returning back to the show. Today, I'm pleased to do one of my favorite things on this podcast, and that's talk about relationships. We know nobody on this earth is presently perfect, but that doesn't stop us from dating or looking for love. But today, we're going to find out if love has a defined path for success, or does it look different for each person? My guest today is someone many would consider to be an independent woman, a natural born leader, or someone that others may even find intimidating. Michelle Upshaw, welcome to the What's Up Award TV show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Ward?
Hey, I'm delicious. Glad you took time out to talk to me. I know you could have been anywhere in the world today, but you chose to be here. So let's just go on and get into this thing, all right?
Okay.
All right. So if you're open, I want to discuss your perspective on dating, marriage, and men. But before I do that, I first want you to tell the listening audience a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and how would you describe yourself?
So my name is Michelle, and I am originally from Indiana.
Okay.
I was raised in Georgia,
Oh,
but I was born here.
okay.
Um, I am a caregiver. That
Mm,
is my main role. Um, I take care of my parents, I take care of my children, nieces and nephews. So that's my main thing. And I think I'm a kind individual. I don't know why anybody would consider me intimidating.
we'll get into that.
But yeah, I think that I'm a kind individual. I just have morals and standards that I abide by at all times.
Mm, okay, well spoken. All right. So you said you were born in Indianapolis, or you said
Hmm.
Indiana? Just I'm assuming Indianapolis.
Yes.
So how did you end up going to Georgia? What happened there?
I was a bad kid. My
Mm,
parents needed a break. They
okay.
sent me to live with relatives.
Okay. They sent you away. At what
Yes.
age did you start your career in badness? When did you? What age did you go down there to Georgia?
They sent me away at the age of, it was about 7 or 8.
Okay.
It
So
was
you.
8 after second grade.
Okay. What did you do that was considered bad as a second grader? Did you try to burn down a house? Did you what'd you do?
I did a lot of things, but I wouldn't consider it bad. I didn't think things through as a child. I'm a child. So, um, we had a very large house,
Okay.
and the den, like dining room area right before the kitchen,
Hmm.
the doorknob was not on there, and we usually left that door open. My dad, being a construction worker, had tools laying around. My siblings had
Hmm.
shut the door, and I took it upon myself to saw a hole in the door so that I could, yes, huh. I saw the hole in the door so that I could get, I don't know why, it just made more sense. from
Right.
the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
side to kind of open it up to get my way out. Um,
Interesting.
in second grade, I guess my little hormones was jumping.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
I'm
I
listening.
went to hmm?
I said I'm listening.
I went to St. Andrews and it was field day. So all kids were outside playing and doing whatever they were doing for field day, enjoying activities. Me, I went back inside because I wanted more money out of my backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And a young boy followed me
Okay.
and I liked him. He liked me. And we ended up making out on the floor and
Hey.
at a Catholic school wearing dresses.
Okay.
um, the teacher assumed that we were doing something or that his pants were down or something. And
Were
we
they?
weren't.
Were they?
No,
Okay.
we were just kissing. I
Okay.
promise you, we were just kissing.
Oh, I believe you.
But yeah, got put out. I also, okay, yeah, I was probably a handful.
Okay.
um, my mom has low thyroid, and there's been times that she's forgotten about us.
Oh.
Me knowing that as a child, I was like, she's not gonna forget about me and leave me anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, my mom was picking us up from school instead of us catching the bus, and I decided to leave out. The teacher told me no, I was a bus rider, and I told her no, my mom's outside because I knew what my mama had told me that morning. So
Yeah.
I left. She chased me and followed me all the way to my mom's car. Oh, she chased me and tried to pull me back into the classroom. That's what happened first. When she
Okay.
pulled me back into the classroom, I'm like, my mom's not, you're not about to make my mom forget about me. So, we had those hard kind of cement and metal chairs.
Yeah.
I smacked her with it
Uh-oh.
and
Like
went
the
back
dude did on
outside.
the boat with the dude on the boat thing. Oh, so
But they
you
weren't
started that.
foldable.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it's wow. So
Yeah.
you was active as a youth. So your parents just said, you know what, we're gonna go send down to Georgia, get them some act right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they tried.
Hmm. Now, so obviously you lived with both mom and dad in the house when you were growing up.
Yes.
Okay. So when you went to Georgia, who'd you live with? The grandparents, uncles or aunts, or just other relatives?
I lived with my aunt for a while. I did not like her. So they let me move with my grandma. I love living with my grandma. Um, but my grandma not driving, and the fact that she's old or was old, they ended up having me move with my other aunt, and I loved it there.
Hmm.
So they kind of just passed me around.
Okay. So how long did you stay there before you eventually came back to Indianapolis?
About 3 years before they made me come back.
Oh, so you didn't want to come back?
No,
Okay. So
found my new
so
home.
oh yeah, well, yeah, I guess at a young age you probably had friends and you had a routine. So coming back, so why did they want you to come back? Just because they were your parents or something, or it was just time, or
My mom's mom had passed, so they wanted me to come back and attend the funeral.
hmm
And they thought that I would be distraught, so they didn't want to tell me why they were making me come back. They just was
oh,
like, "Come on, Shell, you got to come home." I was like, "Okay, maybe next year." It was like, "No, you got to come home now." Got
jeez,
a flight,
okay.
came home.
So how would you looking back at your childhood with all those changes at the early age? How do you feel that it impacted you as an adult?
Um, I feel like it made me more aware of other people's perspective.
Hmm.
Because growing up, I was like, I'm just thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about nobody else. And I'm more than positive it hurts to get hit by a chair. I know it's shocking to see a child, especially a girl, on top of a little boy, and you're supposed to be Catholics. I feel like it made me think that my parents did the best that they could. I'm not going to
Okay.
say that they were perfect. And me and my siblings, we talk about it all the time. I'm the youngest of three between my parents, but me and my sister recall everything, and my brother has suppressed everything. He was
Ooh.
like, "We had a fireplace?" I was like, "Yes, we had a fireplace." He was like, "You went to Georgia? You told everybody I
Mm.
was dead. You knew I went to Georgia." Yeah,
What?
we're some bad kids.
He really thought you was dead?
He didn't think I was dead. He told everybody I was dead.
Okay, I see. Oh,
Yeah,
so it's three of y'all. Well, how old are you now?
I'm 38.
38. Okay, and how old are your other siblings?
My sister is right above me. She's 39, and then my brother is 41.
Okay. All right. So I was just trying to get a background of how you viewed relationships before we get into the weeds. So I was just trying to, do that there.
Yeah,
So one more question on that. Um, how at that young age, when you said you were kissing the boy, how did you know about that at that age, about how to kiss and whatever? Was it something you saw on
TV.
TV, and you just want to try it out?
We had cable. When I say there was no filters whatsoever, everything came on. Me being a night owl, there was at least three TVs downstairs, not counting our own TVs upstairs, but the TVs downstairs got every channel. And at night,
Okay.
everybody sleep. It's quiet. I don't have to worry about
Hmm.
somebody coming in bothering me. I watched everything. Everything.
Hmm. So that's how you got curious. Okay, that would explain a
Yes.
lot. Did you get kicked out of the Catholic school after they caught you?
Not after they caught me. I did get kicked out, and I don't even know what I did. It's probably being, I don't know what I did. I'm not gonna lie. I just
Okay.
let it go and be like, I don't care. But I
Hmm.
know me and my brother had got kicked out at the same time because we were sitting in the office waiting
Hmm.
for my mom and dad to come pick us up. And so my mom was like, you know what? I'm done with this. You guys can go to IPS. You guys can go
There,
to IPS.
there you go. So he did some stuff wrong too. Okay, well, and that
Yeah.
explains a lot. Um, okay. So now that we kind of got your childhood, got a bird's eye view of that. Let's fast forward to today. Um,
Okay.
what are your views on, what's your current relationship status? Dating, married, single, divorced? Where are you at on the spectrum?
I am in a situationship
Oh, let me write that down.
and
Situationship. Is that like with Jada and August Alsina? No, no, that was an entanglement. You got a What is a situationship for the people who don't know, like me?
so my situationship is more of I am explicit sexually with somebody, one person.
Hmm.
Um, he's supposed to be the same with me. We,
Supposed to be.
yeah, I can't vouch for anybody but myself.
Okay.
But it's more of we're not boyfriend and girlfriend, but we hang out and do things as if we're boyfriend and girlfriend, just without the title.
Interesting. How long have y'all been in this situationship?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. And we don't have to say his name, but how old is he or your
He's
person?
30, he's
Okay.
38.
Oh, so y'all the same age. I take it if you known him for a while then, because for y'all to be the same age, that means y'all probably knew each other from childhood. Oh my
No,
God. It's the dude from the Catholic school.
nope.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And I'm sorry, he's not 38 yet. He's 37.
Oh, so you're a cougar.
I'm a few months older, just a few months older. Okay, I might be a cougar.
Okay. All right. So you so many questions. You saying he didn't you don't you don't fully do you trust him then? Let me ask that. Were you joking or do you trust him? You said, I can't really vouch for him.
I do trust him.
Okay. All right. All right. So y'all in a where is this relationship going? Where is it is marriage the goal or is it just still trying to fill each other out?
Um, so marriage has never been my goal.
Mm,
Um, I don't want to get married. I feel like if I ever get to the point and someone else gets to the point that we want to get married, instead of getting married, it's cheaper and easier just to go ahead and do power of attorney
okay. What is
because
that?
the power of attorney basically he becomes power of attorney over me, I become power of attorney over him. It's more like husband and wife technically because you don't have to worry about paying for a marriage license.
Okay.
um if something happens to me, he can still come to the hospital or get my information
Oh,
if
yeah,
need
yeah,
be.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm with it. Yeah.
um yeah, so but then also like his debt doesn't become my debt or my debt
Mm,
doesn't become his debt, as well as depending upon your state that you get married in, we don't have to go through whatever stipulations they have for divorce if we choose to break up. And if we do decide to part ways, depending on where we're at in our relationship, if I feel like, you know what, I trust you enough that I still want you to be the person that will respect my final wishes or whatever, I don't have to get him removed as power of attorney or vice versa. And if I'm like, you know what, I don't want anything to ever do with your ass again, it's just easy to get him removed without having to go through a bunch of court records, well, court dates, and hoping that a judge approves, proving that you're sane and competent to, it's just less hassle. So,
hmm Okay. So, well, how did y'all meet then?
um, we actually met at work.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people do meet at work. Okay. So, who approached whom?
He approached me.
Hmm.
And I actually thought, I was thinking to myself, I was thinking to myself, you just want to fuck. Because that's what
Mm.
most guys want. But, well, that's what all guys want. But
Okay.
over
Oh,
time,
wow. Okay.
no, okay, I'm sorry. I was right the first time. Most guys, you're right.
Okay.
But over time of spending time with them, I see that we have a lot of the same views. And I have a lot of intrusive thoughts that I may say out loud.
Hmm.
It prevents me from acting on all of them, so it's actually okay. I'd rather get them
Okay.
out verbally than
Right.
physically.
Yes.
And he's the same way. We are literally two peas in a pod. And if I have an idea and I know that it's probably not the best route of doing things, like I shouldn't go this path at all,
Hmm
he'll tell me his opinion, but he doesn't try to belittle me or make me feel like I'm just incompetent. I don't understand. He'll just tell me his opinion. He'll make sure I understand the possible outcomes. And he's like, okay, well, I support you. And I like that.
So he's not trying to fix your problems. He's listening to you and being supportive.
Yes.
Okay. So is it he your longest relationship since
No.
marriage is not an option? So you dated someone longer than 2 years before?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess if you don't have marriage as a goal, then you can date and then when you're done, you out. That's it. You can move on.
Yep.
And the last guy who was longer than that relationship, he was okay with that as well.
Um, so he wanted to be boyfriend and girlfriend. He didn't believe in that. And eventually
Oh.
I accepted being boyfriend and girlfriend. And in my mind, in my head, I was like, what was the point of being boyfriend and girlfriend if you're going to cheat?
Oh.
So, which is what he did consistently, and came back and tried to apologize, either bought me a car or would try to do something to
A car.
show, yeah.
Dang. That's a good forgiveness gift there.
To turn around and do it again,
How did you know he cheated?
intuition. And
Ah,
then, because I feel like if I love somebody, when you step out, it's like I know something's wrong. Um,
hmm.
the first time I found out he cheated, I just came to him. I was just like, "So who are you fucking? I'm sorry, who are you messing with?" And he kept denying and denying. And he got in the shower. And while he was in the shower, something just told me, go through his phone.
Oh my God.
I
He
don't
didn't
like
have
to
his
go through
phone
people's
locked?
phone. Nope. Oh, he
So it was
learned
all
after that to
trust.
lock his phone.
Okay. And he had all, he
But
left everything in there, the texts and
hmm
pictures and everything.
hmm
Okay. How did,
videos of him
in
at
action?
with, yeah. So basically, I confronted him while he was in the shower.
Couldn't
And we
wait.
had our little.
You couldn't wait. You had to, got the man buck naked, soaked up, confronting him. Dang.
I'm not gonna lie, I am impatient.
Okay. So were you angry, like that hot anger when you saw that?
Yep,
Okay.
I
So
was
let me ask you
beyond
this.
heated.
Let me ask you this question. I often hear women on this show tell me, I had that woman intuition. Well, my question I've always wanted to ask is, if a woman has intuition that the man is cheating, how come she doesn't have intuition when the man is not happy or something is wrong? Why does it always wait until that moment of, I caught you?
So my thing is, I've never experienced where someone's told me they're unhappy. Nobody's ever, if you've cheated or if we were together and they decided that they were unhappy, nobody's ever brought that to my attention. Between us going out and doing things, and I'll let them know, hey, I don't do roller coasters. We can go if that's what you like to do, go hang out, whatever, get food, and you can get on all the roller coasters yourself. But me, like I let them know exactly what I'm willing to do and what I'm not willing to do. And when
Hmm.
they're willing to accept it and they want to stick around, and when I think that, you know what, maybe we should just break up. I don't know why. I just feel like we shouldn't be together. And that may be me saying that either I'm not happy or they're not happy, but it's just not as great as it was once was. So something's off. So when I pointed out that I don't want to be with the person no more, they turn around and say, "Oh, I want to be with you." I'm like, "But why?" And they go
Hmm.
down this long list. "Oh, well, you helped me in this. You're smart. Uh, you have my back in this, whatever the case may be." So I don't know when somebody's unhappy.
Hmm.
And the reason why my longest relationship cheated, he kept saying because of the way I talked to him.
Uh-oh.
So
How did you talk? Aggressively, or you seem calm now, so I just can't see that side of you, but I'm sure it exists.
so I do talk aggressive. I talk aggressive if I have to say something more than once.
Oh.
I don't want to nag anybody. I don't want to seem like a worrywart or anything because I got my own issues. But when I would talk to him, I would just tell him, hey, um, something as simple as when your friends come over and they eat, you or them, I don't care who, somebody needs to get this food up off this counter. And then it happens a second time. And I'll be like,
Mm-mm.
and I'll be like, who's going to clean the counter? He'd be like, I'll get to it. And the third time, that's when the aggression and the cursing comes out because that's how my dad talks to us. And he could be playing, but that's how he always talks to us. So
Mm.
it's okay for me and it doesn't hurt my feelings. It actually makes me and my siblings laugh. But I'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you dumbass? Get the fucking food up off the counter. Like me saying that to somebody, if somebody said that to me, I wouldn't be offended. I'd be like, damn, okay. It clicks.
Mm-hmm.
And like I would yell at my children, and that's when they would know, oh shit, she's not playing anymore. We better get in line. Like we can't do this no more. We gotta stop. So he used to always say, I just don't want you yelling and cussing. Okay. When I removed that from the equation, he still cheated. When I did what he wanted, I said, I don't want you to cheat. That was my only thing. I was like, well, if you don't want me to yell and cuss, I said it would be nice if I'm heard, but if you don't hear me, I will let it go to shits and see what you do about that.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, when you be like, oh, well, she didn't tell me, or why didn't you remind me? Well, why didn't you do it yourself? I told you. You chose not to do it. Just don't cheat. That's all I that's like my only requirement.
Mm-hmm. And y'all talked about that before the relationship began. I'm your woman, you my man. You don't sleep with nobody else, I don't sleep with nobody else. We locked in. Y'all had that
Yep.
conversation.
We had that conversation in the very beginning, and then we had that conversation again after he cheated. Well, every time after he cheated, we always had a new conversation.
How many times
Trying
did he
to
cheat that you know of?
the times that I know he's cheated, at least four.
Why did you stay?
So the last all the times I had already had my son, and I'm thinking, you know what? Let's just try to be a family.
Mm-hmm.
He and so I'm like, my son loves both his parents. He loves having both his parents in the home. My girls love have like he's the only person outside of their dad that's always been there. Well, no, not their dad. Outside of my dad, who's always been there in my girls' lives as well. So I personally didn't want to break up the family. But in the end, I was like, I'm just completely unhappy. I was like, I don't know what you're doing. I said, honestly, I don't believe you. I don't trust you. Everything that comes out your mouth is a lie. And then after I told him that, I did my little snooping again because he's not the brightest. And I saw through his Facebook messages that he had messed with somebody on my birthday.
Ooh.
So I was like, you swore up and down you had to work, but you was really out messing with somebody else. And not even a month later, I'm just like, I don't feel like you're the same person. I feel like something has changed. Something has altered
Mm.
your entire demeanor that I don't want to be a part of this anymore. And we had just moved out into a new apartment together. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I left.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many kids how many kids you have now?
I have three.
And at that time you were with him, you just had the one kid?
So I had already had my two girls.
Uh-huh.
And when we were together, I can't even do the math in my head. When we were together, somewhere around there, I had my son.
Okay. And that's his kid.
Yes.
So what's your relationship with him like now that you've moved on? Are you guys co-parenting well?
Nope.
Y'all don't get along at
Everything.
all?
Nope. Um, so my new situationship and him both knew each other from high
Ooh.
school, different grades. They never really hung out, but they went to school together. And when my situationship came, because he wanted to help me move my stuff out of my son's father's home, basically, that's when they realized they knew each other. And from
Ho hold on. How soon did you move on to a situationship from long-term relationship? What's the, because if he
it
came to help
was
you move out,
it was at least 8 months after I had broken up with my son's father. I broke up with my son's father at the end of October 2021.
okay.
And me and my situationship didn't even start dating until June, July 2022.
So did you stay in the house with the baby daddy?
Oh no.
Oh, you just left your stuff there and moved out.
Yeah.
And then the new guy helped you go bring it move. Wow, that's pretty interesting to take him into the other man's house and he went?
Well,
Gee.
see, so
Ooh.
I got his permission before I did it. And it wasn't that okay, so originally I told him I was like, I'm coming to move my stuff. He was like, don't have no niggas in my house. I said, what? I said, so who's gonna help me move my stuff? I got this thick, heavy dining room table, my beds, like actual heavy furniture.
Hmm.
I'm like, my TVs, who's gonna help me move all this? He was like, you wanted to move? He was like, I moved it in here so you can have it moved out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have somebody help me. It turned into an argument.
I bet it
So
did.
I basically came by myself and I was like, I will struggle. I don't care if I break everything that's mine on the way out. I'm not leaving it here any longer. It's mine. I paid for it. You will not sit back and enjoy anything I paid for. So while I'm struggling and my son's dad standing there watching me struggle trying to pull a queen size mattress and box spring, turning it through hallways and trying to get it out the door, he was like, why don't you have somebody help you? And I looked at him. I said, you told me don't bring nobody. He said, you could have asked your brother. I said, no, I couldn't have. I said, my brother is busy. You don't know what anybody else's life, like what they got going on. You told me don't bring anybody. And I just left it
Nobody.
at that after an
Yeah.
argument. So he was like, you ain't got nobody to help you. I said, yeah, I got somebody to help you, help me. Because he was going to help me just move it into my apartment. And I was like, I got somebody to help me. And he was like, well, why don't you call him and ask him to come help you then instead of you sitting here struggling? I was like, okay, bet. I called my situationship. He said he was on his way. He got there in about 20 minutes, came in, started helping. And that's when they noticed that they knew each other. He said, your baby daddy's, I won't say his name. I don't
Yeah. Yeah.
care. But he was like, that's your, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, he cool. What? Like they were cool. They thought they were cool people.
Yeah.
And after that, like I let my situationship we switched keys. He took the U-Haul and I took his truck.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Wait. You and
he
you and the guy who was helping you, y'all switch vehicles?
mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
And basically before we he left, basically I could see my son's dad watching me, but I gave my situationship a hug and a kiss because I was
Oh,
appreciative.
look at. Okay. I see right now.
But me and my son's dad weren't together. So if he can go and kiss somebody, we weren't together. We had not been together all this time. So if he can go and talk to other people, I should be able to talk to other people. And whatever he does with other people is whatever he does with other people. Whatever I do with someone else is my business. So when we switched keys, because the lighter stuff was on his truck, and he was like, I can get there before you and start unloading stuff. That's why we switched keys. And I appreciate him coming to help me, especially when I told him, I was like, no, I don't need you to come out here. Like you spent your gas coming all the way out north.
Hmm.
So I basically, I could see my son's dad watching me. And after that, everything went downhill.
Wonder why.
So, first he, first he contacted DCS on me.
Dang. For what?
He said that I was selling my girls.
Oh my God.
I would never sell any child.
Where would he get that from? He just making up stuff?
He was just making up stuff because
Mm.
he knows I'm very protective of my children. And
Uh-huh.
like, I don't know about everybody else, but me, I would kill for my children. My nieces are considered my children, nephews too. But like, I will go to prison for them. Like, you're not about to do any harm, no sexual assault, no abuse, none of that. I don't play that when it comes to kids because they're innocent. They can't defend themselves. And even when they're becoming of age, I still don't play that because they're naive. They don't understand everything that's out there and everything that can happen to them.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know it was my son's dad at first. And the lady came out. She was like, well, I just got to check your home and this, that, another. I let her check
Mm.
my home. and
Yeah.
she made sure everything was working, that there was food in the fridge. And then she asked me for a drug screen, and I'm like, no, I know my rights. Well, I'm not giving you a drug screen unless you get a court order. I was like, I don't
Hmm.
mind. Do a hair sample, blood sample, urine, I
Right.
don't care. I said, but you're going to get a court order. I said, the least you can do is just tell me why you're here. And she said that she was in concern for my girls, that there were allegations about my girls being assaulted. I said, oh no, they're with their dad right now. I said, call them, contact them. Gave the lady my children's cell phone number. Like as soon as I heard this, I said, you can step out to the car, call them, whatever. Take my phone with you, cause just to show that I'm not on no slick nothing. Call their dads, like, and their dads let them know, no, nothing's happening to our daughters. Like they're good. These girls are just bad. They're not. There's nothing going on where they need to be removed. And then from there, he did a lot. He um he basically tried to have his girlfriend, whatever, fight me, but she
Oh
didn't
man.
know it was me. That she didn't know really what I looked like. She
Hmm.
knew where I stayed because of my son's dad. She knew I had locks. But my daughter, my oldest daughter, is similar to me. She's tall. She has locks. So basically, she ended up fighting my daughter.
Oh man. Now, how old
So
was your
like
daughter at this time?
at the time, my daughter was 16, going on
Ooh,
17.
so she could have went to jail.
Yeah. And my thing was, so I came out and started fighting them. And then after I noticed my daughter got away, we were grabbing groceries. Like my daughter's in the trunk, so I'm not thinking I need to be right on her. She's a teenager. You can grab groceries yourself. So basically, when my daughter went back in the house, me personally, I'm going for a weapon. I was like, nah, she's about to get it. I went back inside to go get a weapon, and she takes off running and gets away. I didn't know that was his girlfriend at the
Hmm.
time. So I just assumed it was some random girl that my daughter had beef with or something.
Yeah.
And my daughter's like, I don't know her. I don't know her. And just basically monitoring my kids as they do whatever they do because they joke and play all day. My son ended up having a picture in his phone. And I was like, that's Sherry, who's that? And he's like, oh, that's so and so, my dad's
Hmm.
girlfriend. That's your dad's girlfriend? I was like, I know her.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And so, yeah, I want blood to this day. I'm not gonna lie, but because you don't even know who you attacking, you just decide to attack somebody. But yeah, me and him, we will. I even tried being cordial with him this year,
Hmm.
and we were cool. We were talking, and my son, he just says stuff. He's 10. He always just says stuff. But he had said something and it seemed like maybe somebody could possibly be touching him or either he's really think his hormones are jumping. So I don't know. And I just was trying to talk to his dad about it. I'm like,
Mm.
you're the person I should be going to. Just monitor who you leave Dashuri around. Don't leave my
Yeah.
son with everybody. And he was like, why? What are you trying to say? He's safe. I was like, one, he's not even actually old enough to be left home alone. You just like to do it. I do it, but I leave him and I go literally around the corner just to monitor how well he is at staying home alone. If he gets scared easily, things of that nature. Is he going to
Right.
open the door if he don't know who's at the door? Things like that. But my his dad will be at work and my son will be home alone. And
Oh
I'm like,
wow.
stop doing that. But
Mm.
when I told him what my son had said, instead of him wanting to talk to his son, instead of him trying to explain, well, Dashuri, Dashuri says anything, or trying to come and check on his son, he went to defense for his girlfriend. And I said, that's really weird to me. I say, you could say
Mm.
whatever. At the end of the day, that's weird. And then he decided to put her in on a three-way call and let her know what was being said. So she wants to call my phone and tell me, I was sexually assaulted as a child. I would never do nothing like that. I said, girl, I don't get. I'm like in the back of my head, I don't give a single fuck about you. If you, I don't care. Whatever. It's sorry. I'm sorry it happened. If it happened, who cares? I have my own trauma. But at the end of the day, know that I want to ensure that my son is safe. But for a father to go to defense to the defense of his girlfriend, that just doesn't sit well with me. And you're not going to sit here and say that we can be cordial and cool. Like, I don't have a reason to be calm and cool and collective with you. You're
Hmm.
ignorant.
How old is your
So
son? How old is he now?
he's 10.
Oh wow. So
My son is
man,
10.
man, that's a
And
tough one right there.
I took
10.
my son to get checked out. Like they said that one, it's harder to tell with a boy,
Right.
but then two, because my son had been with me for so long, they couldn't tell, like, if he was sodomized. They couldn't tell because he had already been with me for over a week.
Hmm.
And they was like, you would have to come like within the first 72 hours. And I was like, he just said this not too long ago. So as
Right.
soon as
Yeah.
he said it, I brought him
He was
in. I
on it.
contacted DCS. I told them what was going on. I made a police report. I'd followed all the procedures that I thought was right. And I brought him into the hospital on my own.
Yeah.
Even contacted his doctor. So,
So that's the
but
tough. I
yeah,
mean, so you and him, I take it, will never get along, or not in the foreseeable future anyway, because of this back and forth.
I never plan to get, I don't care what happens in the future. I never plan to get along with him. Um, Call it toxic, whatever. I'd rather take a shit on his grave.
Mm.
Like, I don't care about this man that much. Like, if he's on fire in front of me, I wouldn't piss on him to put him out. I wouldn't do anything. I would just sit there and watch him burn. Like, oh, look at the fire. How pretty.
How long did y'all date? How long was y'all strong?
13 years.
Whoa, 13 years.
Hmm.
So it was probably, when did it get bad? How many years? Was this the latter years that it went bad?
It got bad in 2013 when I was pregnant with my son.
That's when it all went downhill. And he's, and again, you say he cheated on you about 4 times that you knew of.
Yep.
Why did he say he was cheating? What was his reasoning?
He was young. He didn't know any better.
You don't think there's
That
any
was his
validity to that?
that's all he could give. He was like, man, I was young. And see, I still want to go out and enjoy the world. I said, well, go enjoy the world. I'm not the world. Like, obviously, I'm not your world if you need to go out and enjoy it. That's all he
Hmm.
would give me as an excuse was I was young. You're young. And he is younger than me as well. So he is 2 years and some months younger than me.
Hmm. How old were
And
y'all
so,
then? During which time all this was going on? How old was y'all?
so this was 2012, 12 years ago. He was
Mm,
22, 23.
yeah, that is young, but it's no excuse for it. But
But I'm
he was.
25. So if I'm basically 2 years older than you and girls can mature faster, like he wanted to be in a relationship with me.
Hmm.
I didn't pursue him, he pursued me. So I don't see why or how he can say that he was young and be able to hold that as an excuse. But you wanted this relationship. That means you weren't sure. That means you're not certain. It means that you should have waited till you were 30 and try to come back and find me if I was still available and go from there. Because at that point, you were young, you were dumb, you knew nothing.
Hmm. So you
So,
had two girls by the time you and him got together.
yep,
So you had kids young. You were a teenage mom. Okay.
19 and 20. So, yep,
So you was out of school though. So
yeah.
well, the guy before him then, what was he the guy that got away? The kid, the girl's father?
Got away from what?
Well, he's always that one that, he's like, man, that's the one that I should have been with.
Oh, I ain't found him yet.
You ain't had one that got away?
No, I never wanted a relationship. I've never wanted a relationship.
Is
I
that
feel
based off
like,
what you saw from your childhood growing up? Because I don't think I caught that.
yeah. So my mom's mom, nice way of putting things about the dead. My mom's mom was promiscuous. She had a husband, she had a boyfriend.
Hmm.
They knew each other.
But they didn't know that each other was.
Yes, they did.
They was all cool with it.
My mom's dad wanted to keep his family. Like he didn't want to mess up his family. So he allowed her to do what she wanted to do. Why she chose a boyfriend who was married to someone else, I don't know. Me
Hmm.
personally, I frowned on that. I looked down on that. Um, I was a bad kid. I spat on my grandma as a child.
Hmm.
Um, like I would snatch my children up if they did that to their grandparents. You can't do what
Hmm.
I did. I don't know why my parents didn't snatch me up.
Do as I
But
say, not as I do, huh?
there you go.
Okay.
But like I didn't like that, knowing that the man that I believe, even though I never met him, the man that I believe to be my grandfather is with a woman that is messing with some other old man, like they're all old, but some other man who has a wife and kid, it just didn't sit well with me.
Hmm.
And then my dad, when him and my mom divorced, I was actually okay with it. But I noticed immediately my daddy was a hoe.
Hmm.
Papa was definitely a Rolling Stone. Um, he went on vacation. He went on vacation during his divorce, and he had already had a house and everything before they even got divorced. But during the divorce, he went on vacation. He went to Hawaii. He came back.
Ooh, nice.
I started staying with my dad for a little bit, like just on and off, because it's my daddy. I was like,
Right.
I want to get away from her too. I want to get away from you too. Like,
Yeah.
so me being nosy, because I am nosy, if I see it, I am going to get to know what all I can know about it. I saw letters from Hawaii. I opened them
Ooh.
and I read them. Great penmanship. Her name was Gloria. And she kept talking about, oh, she loves spending time with him and this, that, another. I was like, Daddy, who is this? And he's like, you being nosy, stay in a child's place. I said, who is this and why is she talking to you like this? And he was like, I had to go see a man about a cow. Dear sir, I used to think there was a cow. There is no cow. You're just nasty. And then later on, because the letters continued, he never responded to them, nothing. But the letters continued. And then one of the letters she wrote, she said that she was pregnant and she had a little boy. And I
Ooh.
was like, if I ain't met him, he ain't gonna be my brother. But in the back of my head, I'm like, why would you have another child or mess with somebody and have another child as your marriage is divorce is being finalized? That just didn't sit well with me either.
Uh-huh.
And then my brother, as a teenager, was a whore. He'd be like, oh man, this girl Peaches, ooh, he's where she's the one that got away. He's been saying that all his life. But
Mm-hmm.
he was messing with Peaches. He's messing with this girl. I was like, you just nasty. That's just nasty. It just didn't sit well with me. So in my mind, the way my little brain registered relationship is somebody's going to cheat. It doesn't have to just always be men. Females will too. And it's because they don't have no self-respect, no dignity. They don't have no morals. They don't have anything no integrity. They don't stand for really anything. So they're going to fall for everything. And in my mind, I can't expect somebody to have the same morals. They can tell me they do, but I can't expect somebody to have the same morals and beliefs that I have and think that that's just outright disgusting to step out on a relationship.
Hmm.
So I've just always said I never wanted to be in a relationship. My girls, their dad, they got their own dads. I wasn't in a relationship with the first one. I wasn't in a relationship with the second one. And I was doing good. I didn't want to be in no relationship with nobody. It wasn't
Hmm.
no animosity of oh when they had my children are their dad's oldest. All my children are their dad's oldest. And when the next baby mama comes along, hey, how you doing? You going
Yeah, I get
you want
along
to
with
watch
them.
my yeah, I got along with them. Like you wanna watch this one too? I don't have any problems. Like, please take mine too. You got your hands full, but you can have your hands completely full with I'm not about to fight and argue with you people. I don't care. I don't want him, and if he wants me, that's your problem. That's not mine. So I just been comfortable with that, and I've gotten that mindset of not trying to change the world, just
Hmm.
accepting them for who they are, and just trying to get by.
Now, did you want to have kids? Did you plan them or did you try to prevent them?
I never wanted to have a single child. I did my best to prevent them. Condom, Depo-Provera, Plan B pill, tubes tied, uh, hysterectomy. Yeah,
Well, you're good now
luckily,
then.
huh?
Well, so well, you're good now then after all that.
No. So, um, with my tubes tied, I did that after my son, and I actually tried to get my tubes tied after my firstborn,
Uh-huh.
and they said that I was young, so I needed my mom's permission. And my mom was like, "What if you want to have more kids?" I was like, "I don't." She was like, "Michelle, you don't know in the future." I said, "I do." I'm still sticking with what I said. I do not want kids. I don't have a problem with children. I don't want to be
Yeah.
responsible for children.
Yeah. It's a big responsibility. Got that right.
So, like, my first child was a condom baby. And
The
actually,
condom baby.
before her, I had an abortion.
Oh,
And then, with my mom not letting me get my tubes tied, and it hurts. Abortions hurt. So, it's not like I was like, oh man, I'm gonna definitely get another abortion or just keep getting abortions every time I get. No, that it hurts. And because I don't want to be in a relationship, it actually makes you feel like you're alone, like
mm-hmm.
because you are by yourself and you are sitting and reflecting on your thoughts and everything that's just transpired. So I didn't want to do that again. And I'm thinking, okay, I can have one child. And I had her and I got on Depo-Provera.
Yeah.
And um I didn't even know. Not until 'cause I got it every 3 months and they were still giving it to me like no problem. And then in like June, July, I went in for my next round of Depo-Provera
Yep.
and the little shot, and um, they told me I was pregnant. I was a
Mm.
size 6. Didn't look like I was pregnant, just in the face maybe, but I considered that baby fat from the last baby.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? They was like, yeah, you're about 8 months pregnant. You're due in October. I'm like, ooh. So she was a shock.
Mm-hmm.
I threw away every piece of baby, everything I own. Like I was like, shit, she's about to be one. She don't need none of this.
You was done.
I was done. And then my son, um, before me and his dad actually had him, we had got like 2 or 3 abortions. Try to do it as early as possible so it could be the least painful.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, I'm not completely alone, but I still didn't like it. I just didn't want to have more kids.
Yeah.
And when I thought that, oh crap, we messed up, I might be pregnant, I had him go get me the Plan B pills. It was when you took two and you didn't take them both at the same time, you took them separately, like within 24 hours of each other. And I did that, and I still came out pregnant.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And you said
And
that abortion hurts too. You said what is it like
yes,
on your organs and so forth? I never even thought about that.
yeah. So basically, the baby is in your uterus. So you're getting
Like
a
a
part of your inside snatched out. It's worse than a period.
mm,
Girls have period cramps. It's worse because it's attached to you, and they
right.
are literally pulling it apart. It's like a
Oh, jeez.
you're literally yeah. It's awful. And
Well,
then
you can't do that now no more. Didn't they outlaw abortions now? I think that's one of the laws. I don't know. I think they outlaw.
I don't know. They done changed
So
everything.
so how did you feel afterwards? After you have it, is it like a numb feeling? It's like an empty feeling when you just after something traumatic like that?
It's numb. Like, oh man, I don't even know how to feel. I'm relieved because I don't have this responsibility of
Hmm.
having to tend to this new life. But at the same time, I'm sad because
Yeah.
I just I just murdered. I don't care how anybody puts it, but you
Hmm.
just took a life, even though it's not a full life. It was still being in the process of being created.
Yeah. Right.
So it did make me feel numb. But I was also happy because I'm like, I don't have another baby, thank the Lord. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like my baby should have been here, or
Hmm.
I could have another little monster running around. And then I think, oh
Trump's
God, I could
happy.
have another little monster running around. It's like
Man.
double-sided.
Yes, I
So
can imagine. The only thing I can
it's
compare that
awful.
to is like filing bankruptcy. I guess you feel ambivalent, kind of like, man, it's good, bad. And you said you thought about it 3 times or you had 3 abortions?
Before my son was born, I had 3 abortions. So altogether, I've had 4 abortions my entire life.
Mm. Does that like trauma for you to think about that sometimes? Or is it heavy on your mind?
No, because I'd be like, I'd rather they be with they maker than be with me. They don't be,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I'm not like in a peaceful way. You didn't have to suffer.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I see what you're saying. So based on all your background and going and dating the men, seem like you haven't really. Well, I guess I'm thinking now the guy you're with now. You said I don't know if I trust him, but I kind of do. Based off what you've been through with men in your past, is that kind of summing up like anything is possible? I'm a hope for the best, but I'm also aware that this could go left, and I'm not gonna be blindsided again.
yes, it's
Okay.
more of it's like a shield. Um, you don't want to put your guard down and just be like, oh, I'm in a new relationship and this is going to be wonderful and we're going to get married and be thinking, oh, it's going to be great. I hope it's great, but in case something flies at me, I can pull my guard up and protect myself and I can just go ahead and leave the relationship where it's at.
Now, do you cry? You seem like you're a strong woman. Do you cry ever?
Yeah.
Okay. I just
um,
didn't know. You just seem so strong. I've seen you in different environments, and you seem like you just nothing can penetrate you.
no, I cry. It has to be something sincere to me to make me cry. But
Hmm.
at the same time, I'm not gonna say like I'm just so strong, but I feel like everybody cries at some point or another.
Hmm.
And I don't care where I'm at. If I feel like crying, I'm going to cry. And everybody could be looking at me like, "Are you okay? What's wrong?" Nothing, it's okay. And I'm not gonna just open up and just tell everybody my business, but I'll cry in front of people and not think twice about it, and then go back later on and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" They'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Up and down, ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
So,
like the last time I really cried was when my aunt passed. We weren't
hmm.
expecting it, and with us not expecting it, it was more along the lines of it was sudden. Um, she basically had a sickle cell attack, and then she went brain dead.
Oh,
But um, it was just heartbreaking because we knew that she was going through so much. And
Yeah.
mom's side, she was my favorite aunt. And everywhere I went, I was crying. I was just bawling my eyes out. And
Hmm.
everybody's like, "What's wrong?" It's okay, nothing. I just won't tell you because I'm not ready to open up about it. But at the same time, those are my feelings.
Yes.
But I even cried when my grandma passed, my dad's
Mm.
mom. Um, and she was like 87, 89, something like that years old. And I cried and cried and cried because she was like my second mother. Um, she always looked out for me. She was caring. She was stern. Don't cross her. My grandma, she's from Georgia, and I ain't gonna lie, all my grandmothers were crazy, but they carried, and they don't care if you they child or not. If you cross them, you might not make it back across that line.
Mm.
So yeah.
Do you have any of those
So
tendencies of not forgiving?
mhm.
So you're not a good forgiver?
Nope.
Well, you said you gave a boy forgave a boy 4 times for cheating. Did you like,
Yeah.
say after the second time, did you when you forgave, did you kind of let everything go? Or did
Nope.
you
I did.
so
I didn't let nothing go. I said, I basically made him work to show that he really wanted to be with me, and he
hmm
was doing all the right things to try to show me he wanted to be with me, but it just all reverted back to him showing he didn't want to be with me.
I see.
And it wasn't more of like every time he would do something, and it was like a tendency from the last time, like you're showing the same actions, and I would point it out to him. He'd be like, "Man, you were supposed to forgive me." I'd be like, "No," I was like, "I didn't really truly forgive you." I said because it's still sitting there in the back of my heart. You did me dirty for no reason,
Mm,
and the fact that I accepted you back is not more for you. It's more for my son.
okay.
So it's more of I tried to brush it off and let things go, but I'm not gonna forget. Oh no. You cross a line with me, there's a huge chance you would never be able to come back. And I don't I don't I don't think that anybody's perfect. And I know that everybody
No,
makes
no.
mistakes,
Right.
but there's just certain things that I just can't forgive where
Mm,
we can't go back to joking and laughing. Um like the cheat I tried to let that go, but that's not me really forgiving you
yeah.
because I didn't do it for you or for us. I did it for him. And that's the only person that I was doing it for. So I'm like, you know what? I can push this to the side. If I know this is for the better of my children or smaller people or someone in my family, if it's for that, then I can try to bite my tongue and hold my
Hmm.
ground. But
So so we juxtapose the situation. Tell me this. If we talk to your baby dad about his version of it, of why he did what he did, would he blame you for the demise of the relationship or him cheating? Would he, or would you just say, nah, it was all
mhm.
me?
Oh no, he's gonna blame me. He's definitely gonna blame me. Um,
Based off what?
he would just say that I'm toxic, that I'm always yelling, that I'm always cussing. I do curse a lot, but I'm not always yelling. And I'm only yelling if I have to be repetitive because I feel
Hmm.
like you're either hard of hearing, you got a lot of wax in your ear, or you slow.
Wow.
So
Hard
that's
hearing,
just
wax, or slow. Okay. So
because like I'm trying to get past all that so that you can actually hear what I'm saying so I don't have to keep coming back to that same spot of repeating myself.
interesting. So you think that was looking back, do you find that an effective method with him?
With him,
Would you do it differently if you could?
sometimes I would rather not do it at all. Um,
Also, okay, if you go back, you just
but
erase that off, didn't even happen.
yeah. Um,
Okay.
but with him, it was effective yet ineffective at the same time.
I got you.
So it was more of sometimes it works, and then he will allow his emotions to build up and then turn around and be like, "Well, you've been yelling at me for the past week." Okay, because I keep telling you the same shit that I've been telling you 3 weeks ago. Why? Why do I gotta constantly repeat myself to you? So, um, yeah, like when it came to him getting his CDLs, me constantly telling him, I had been telling him, I was like, you should get a trade. He used to always complain about every job, every single job he had. And we all complain about jobs. No
Mm-hmm.
job is where, oh, this is just the best job ever. There's no problems whatsoever. But his jobs was, they think I'm stupid. Um, Boss is always breathing down my neck. I'm tired of being over here in this hot warehouse, this, that, and other. I'm like, why don't you get a trade? That's why I told him. I was like, why don't you get a trade? I was like, HVAC, go back to HVAC.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
what he
that's hot.
started off in.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to really do that. And then I was like, well, why don't you get into construction? Why don't you do truck driving? And then not until my dad sat down and had a talk with him and told him, he was like, you got to get a trade. He said, get a trade where you can go anywhere. He said
Right.
HVAC would have been a good trade. Basically everything I've said would have been a good trade. And he was like, if you want to because he swears he's a caregiver, which he's not. He was like, if you want to get into nursing, my dad, because he's country and mean, he'll be like, that's gay, but I'm like, that is not gay. Men can be nurses too. He's
Right.
like, with them tight pants on. He's like, most of them nurses is gay. I'm like, okay, daddy. He's like, but if you want to be a nurse, you could be a nurse. Men become doctors. But if you want to be a nurse,
Right.
I'll
Yeah.
be like, okay, whatever. But my dad's in there and he doesn't call people by his names. Not even his children. You're dumbass.
Oh.
That's your name. Everybody's dumbass. So they were like, just get a trade, dumbass. And he kept telling them, and he basically had to talk with them. And when my dad finally called him by his name, it stuck. And he didn't,
Mm.
because my dad's country, he's 77 now, but at the time, he was probably like 68, 69. And he's like,
Yeah.
Jibril, get a trade. And he had came back to me, he said, did your dad just say my name? I was like, that's the best you're going to get.
Say my
That's not a
name. Say
normal
my
name.
name. So is now I understand you have your CDL, correct?
Yes.
Did you go get your CDL to inspire him?
Nope.
How did
He
you
got
end
his
up
CDLs
doing that?
first.
Oh, okay. So he inspired you. So he took that advice, got the career, then you followed a little bit after him as well.
So originally I didn't want my CDLs
What did you want to do?
because I wanted to do construction.
Oh my. Okay.
Construction is fun. So it was between construction or mechanics. And personally, I don't want to get on the ground. And I know at some point, being a mechanic, you will be on the ground. I'm okay getting dirty because both jobs are dirty. I don't mind getting dirty. I can wear gloves for everything, so I don't have to worry about like my nails getting a bunch of stuff caked up under it. But I like to build things. I like to know how things are put together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also love destroying things because it's just fun just to break something. So demolition, that's where I really wanted to get to.
Okay.
But in the process, I wanted to become a heavy equipment operator.
Oh, okay. Good money. Good money.
Yeah. And um, I needed to really get over my fears of heights. So that is my fear, heights. So
Oh, you got vertigo. You
yes, I
have
do.
you. Oh,
I
okay.
do. I get
You get
lightheaded. I'm
dizzy and
like,
everything?
what?
Yeah. Oh, you really got it then. Okay. Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask you. Oh,
But um, like when my son's dad first got his CDLs, he kept trying to get me to get in the driver's seat. I didn't even want to be in that truck with him, being up so
hmm
high, looking down. I was like, listen, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This just doesn't seem right, safe, normal. Nobody should be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept trying, and it just never sat with me. And I was like, construction. I could get in construction. But to become a heavy equipment operator, you do have to get your CDLs. To get your CDLs, you have to get your Class A CDLs. It's actually better. Not Class
Right.
Bs, but Class A. And you have to test the semis, the tractors and trailers, and be able to move these higher up loads and whatnot. And I was like, okay, to operate a crane, to operate all these equipments, I need to get to the Class A. I was like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. We can stick with Class B.
Right. What?
So it was scary, but I did it. And I'm like, I am higher, but I'm nowhere near as high as if I was in a semi.
Okay. Was it hard to get that CDL, the Class B? Was it challenging or was it a walk in the park?
No, it's actually really easy. Um, so they told me don't keep telling people this, but Class B is actually so simple. Um, Learning your pre-trip and being able to parallel park is not hard. I really only practice my pre-trip and 4-point brake inspection for like the air brakes. I only practiced that not even a total of 4 days, but we had 2 weeks of training.
Mm. And you got it. You can do it. Okay. So,
Yeah.
hey, I'm sorry for jumping on. I was just so excited. You said this and I thought about that. So I'm just thinking, but let me finish up on the dating piece of it again.
Okay.
So after dating the guys and going through that, being transferred back and forth between Indiana and Georgia, you seem like you saw things that may have jaded you just a little bit. And you said marriage is something that's not on the foreseeable horizon for you, but you've also been hurt by love by men. Is there anything about men that you don't understand? This doesn't make sense about them, or is it just experiences you had?
Um, so when it comes to men, what I don't understand, their thought process for a lot of things. I feel like I don't understand, but it's not really just men. Because I liked, I used to like girls, don't
Oh,
anymore. But
you dated a girl before?
I've never dated a girl. I've messed with a girl, but I've never dated a girl.
Oh, interesting. You just said
You're not about to get.
that wasn't for you, huh?
Mm-mm. Well, messing with a girl's fun. Dating a girl, no. And
Why do you say? Because too many emotions there.
it's a lot of emotions, and most girls want a relationship,
Uh-huh.
and then um, I guess being gay, they expect you to either be feminine or a stud, and I'm like in between. I can girly up, but I rather wear sweats and slacks and thermals or t-shirts, just something real simple for the most part. And I don't really fit either category.
Uh-huh.
But
You
then
don't wear a dress and
also,
all that stuff. You don't wear dress and heels.
oh yeah, I wear dresses and heels. I I dress up so much when I go out that people are actually shocked when they see me. They be like, "You was just
Don't even know
walking
it's you.
around." Yeah, they're like, "You was just walking around looking like a thug, and now you want to look like you want to be taken to somebody's ball." I'm like, "What? I can't dress up?"
Yeah, get you a girl who can do both.
Yeah,
Okay. So, well, you
but
came back to this side. Now, do girls still approach you?
um, girls, I might be a little intimidating, but girls usually try to like send messages through somebody.
Oh, that
Um,
how it worked with them. Okay.
it's really childish, but I've had 3 girls this year that actually came up to me and was like, "Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. If you wasn't talking to so and so, I would have tried to holler at you." I'm like,
Hmm.
I didn't even know you like girls, but no, you're not my type.
What was your type?
Um, I like feminine girls, like, but not girly girlies. Like, I don't want you
Like
to be some,
Queen Latifah type?
yeah. I want you to be able to dress up if need be. I don't want you to look like a man because you are not a man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want you to dress up like a girl when we go out because I'm dressing up like a girl. But then I don't want you to always be like, oh, I gotta be super girly girl for this or that for just your everyday wear. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why? Who are you dressing up for? Me? Girl, I know what you look like. Put on some slacks, get comfortable, get comfortable. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but girls really keep up too much drama. That's the reason for
Really?
no dating. Like, they're in other people's business that have absolutely nothing to do with them.
Now you
And
said you were
so
nosy too, though.
I'm
Got some
nosy.
letters from Hawaii.
I am nosy, but when it comes to drama of gossiping, telling other people's business, or like it's different if it's your story. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
share. But when it's, oh girl, did you hear about him? He did this, 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 this. Well, what does that have to do with you? And people think that I'm either stuck up or I'm trying to be funny. I'm not being
Uh-huh.
funny. I'm telling you the truth. What does it have to do with you?
Right.
How do
I'm the
you
same way.
relate? Like, was that your dad? Were you there? So, and then most girls, I can be manipulative, but I do monopolize certain situations to get my way. I try
Mm.
my best not to. It's just a natural habit. Um,
Okay.
um, but for most girls, they love to constantly trick people to do things. Guys are very easily manipulated, but they love to try to trick everybody around them to see what all they can get.
Like, well, y'all don't pay for dates and stuff. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. When you and a girl went out, who paid?
And so I don't care who I'm going out on a date with, it's 50-50. You pay for your shit, I'm gonna pay for my shit. Um,
Wow. 50
if you,
50.
yep. And that's why I
That's
don't date, because if we're in a relationship, then we're gonna go back and forth.
okay.
I'll pay this time, you pay next time, anything like that. Or I'll pay movie, you pay for the dinner, whatever the case
Hmm.
may be.
I think that's fair. What about your
Yeah,
relationship you're in with now? Do you guys live together, or he got his place and you got your place?
we can't live together. He got
Huh?
his and I got mine.
But y'all exclusive. What do you mean you can't live together?
We can't live together. Not because I have kids, but because it's me.
Mm. Oh, you don't want to live with him because that's too
I
much
don't.
like a nuclear family, I guess.
Yeah, like I've already explained to him. I was like, and he's told me to stop doing this, but I don't want to talk to people every day or constantly.
Like a
Tr-
relationship.
yeah,
Wow. So
you're
you're
funny.
not are you an introvert or extrovert?
I'm an introvert.
Interesting. And he's cool with having his own place. Y'all, wow.
He's an introvert too, but it's more of I know for a fact I can get tired of somebody very easily. And just to keep things exciting, to make it so that I don't get fed up with that person,
Hmm.
let's have as much space as possible. Let's be able to miss each other. I want to be
So
able to miss you. I
you
want
don't
you
have
to
to
be able
call
to
and
miss
check
me.
in and do all that stuff during the day. You got to get 15
I don't do that
calls.
every day. Nope.
We mean
Last
y-
time
y'all
I
don't talk
talked to
every
him
day?
on, no, he definitely talks to me. If I text him, he will definitely text me back, or he'll be like, "Why won't you call me?" And I'll be like, "I just wanted to say hi."
Okay.
um, I
What does he
talked to
consider
him.
you to what does he consider you to be to him? If y'all had to put a name or title, what are y'all again? You're
We're a
his.
situationship.
So he
And
introduced you. He said, "Hey, this is my."
so he started off saying I was his girlfriend,
Oh, okay.
and I talked to him about it. I was like, "So I'm your girlfriend?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "I just wanted us to be exclusive." And then he wanted me to elaborate, which I did. I was like, "It's girlfriend, boyfriend without the title." But it's more of he's accepting of that, I guess, because he wants to either be with me or he enjoys our situationship. He's
Hmm.
very much so okay with it.
So y'all had a title. Y'all in a situationship. You can't see other people. You don't see each other regularly, but y'all exclusive but separate.
Yes. So if he chooses to talk,
Interesting.
if he chooses to entertain another girl, just like just flirting with her or whatever in her face,
Hmm.
because he's very handsome. So if he chooses to entertain someone else for whatever reason, that's fine. You want to kiss her? Don't get mad if I turn around and I wouldn't, but don't get mad if I did turn around and kiss somebody else. Or I would basically just let him know I don't like that. And he said he
Hmm.
wouldn't kiss nobody. And I said, but if you ever messed around and actually dipped in the pudding, or
Hmm.
as the young people say, cracked them, um, I was like, just know whatever you and I had going is just done. It's settled. We're finished.
Wow, that's
And
punitive.
he was like, and the same for you. And I'm like, of course, I wouldn't expect me to hold you to the standard that you can't hold me to.
Hmm.
And so he constantly tells me that he's not entertaining nobody else. Um,
You got a key to his place?
no,
He have a key to yours.
no,
You have his password to his phone?
yeah.
Okay, that's good. This is just new. I'm just listening. It definitely has separate bank accounts, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That he don't give you money for nothing? Bills, nails, heels, hair?
He'll buy me gifts, and if I need or want something and I tell him, he'll do it. But my hair is natural. I make my kids do my hair so that I can just lay down and sleep while my hair gets
Hmm.
retwisted.
Yeah.
uh, my nails grow long and then they break on their own, so my nails are kind of long anyway. For a pedicure, yeah. Um, he pays for pedicures, and he'll be like, "You don't want to go get a pedicure?" And anything he offers to do for me, I always try to make it seem like it's a problem or he's trying to be funny. He asked me if I wanted to get a pedicure before, and I was like, "You said my feet ugly?" And he was like, "No, I just wanted to know if you wanted a pedicure." He was like, "My mom and sister." I said, not doing that. I had no problem with his mom or his sister. I don't want to go hang out with your family. Like, we're trying to become a big family. Like, if I see them in passing, I'll be cordial. But to think that we're going to just all go out together and hang out, it's not me.
Mm, mm. Is this your last relationship? You're 38. Is this the last one you and him? As long as he's following the outline guideline, is this it? Like Michael
Yeah.
Jackson, this is it.
Hmm.
So you can ride this till the wheels fall off as long as he don't cheat or kiss somebody.
Yep.
So you got an Oprah and Stedman type situation. Okay, all right. Well, let me
Uh,
ask you, what does he like most about you?
um, he's always told me that I'm very pretty. He loves my eyes. Um he loves the fact that I've gained weight.
Hmm.
He lo- he really loves that. I was small
Uh-huh.
when I first met him,
So you're
and
saying you thick now,
yeah.
and he like that. Okay, okay.
He loves that. He also loves um he always sits back and tells me, he's like, "Oh my God, you're so smart." And I'll be like, in my head, it's common knowledge, whatever the case may be. Um, or that I'll figure stuff out. He loves that I'm caring. He's been shot before, and
Oh,
yeah, all because he looked over at somebody.
dang. What did he get shot at?
Um, like the location where,
I mean, no, where part of his body?
oh, so the bullet, it went in through his arm, but it went past like his lungs and whatnot, his organs
Oh,
up here. So it was
yeah.
like at an angle
So he,
where he got shot
mm-hmm,
because he was getting back into his truck, like because he could tell the guy was losing his mind, and the guy had went off on him.
uh-huh,
But he had got shot right after, not even 2 months after his dad passed, and so he was already depressed. But then he went into a deeper depression,
mm,
and I just kept checking up on him as much as possible and asking him if he needed anything, trying to tend to him.
yeah,
Like I didn't want him to fall into a depression.
right.
And then recently he got into a car accident.
Oh, no, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, his friend was driving, and he told from what him, yeah, it was just him, because everybody was talking at once. But what he had explained to me was that basically somebody had ran the light
Okay.
and hit them. But and I keep trying to explain to him, your back is fucked up. Like you need to go to a chiropractor. And he's like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna set an appointment. And I am nagging him about that because I want him to get checked out. So
Yeah, yeah,
he loves the fact that I care and that I'm willing to help him with whatever I can. And then basically that I have his back in situations like if I know something is about to happen or that um it's best for us to leave because this is just not the place to be, and I just basically, and so just sitting there just watching everything transpire, which I usually do if it's just me, but when it's me and him, sorry,
mm-hmm,
but when it's me and him, it's more of I make sure he's aware of what I'm aware of. And he
mm-hmm.
was like, You really got my back. I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I? Like anybody I rock with, I definitely loyal. If I feel like this is not a good situation, this is not the best situation for anybody, I definitely speak up and say whatever needs to be said.
Okay.
But yeah, he always gives me compliments. He was his very first compliment to me was he liked my smile. He said, "You have a very beautiful smile." And I was staring at him like, "The fuck?"
Do what? Sounds like he's a good guy. Is he jealous at all?
No,
Okay.
I think he's very secure with himself. That he's not constantly trying to figure out, oh, is she talking to this person? Because I do have a flirtatious way about me. And it's not that I'm just going out flirting with every guy that comes my way. Um, it kind of goes with the manipulation that girls do,
Mm-hmm.
where I'll say something simple like, well, if you're a real gentleman, you'll go ahead and do, I'll just say it. And I'm not trying to purposely do it, but I might flutter my eyes or play in my
You're
hair or
aware.
something.
I see. You telling all the secrets. Okay, yeah.
But it's what I do normally. And I do it even if I'm talking to a girl and it's not that I'm trying to flirt, guys just take it as flirting. So,
Mm-hmm. How do you handle it when dudes try to holler at you at your job? If they do. I'm not saying that because your dude might hear this, so I don't want you to think,
oh,
yeah.
I don't care. He knows and I don't mind telling. Like I tell them I'm not interested because I'm not.
You don't say
Bef-
why though. Well, why are you not interested? Because of your situation or just you just
It's not really even the situation. It's more along the lines of I know that we're here for work. We are employed
mm,
by the same employer. and I know how I am. I know that even if I did start a situation with you or I talked or messed with you, it might be a today thing, but tomorrow I might not want to talk to you. And I might talk to you as if nothing ever happened. Or,
Jeez,
yeah.
your cutoff
And
game strong.
I don't think it's strong, but it's more like if it's not something that's memorable or I don't want to relive this situation again, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going like nothing happened. But
So
because we still would have to see each other at work.
right, and you don't like to
And
talk to them all the time because you might twirl your hair on Monday at them and flip them off on Tuesday. Okay, as long as they know
yeah.
that. Uh, What is your love language? I know everybody asks that question. What is your love language? What works good for you?
Mm, touch.
Mm, you like the touch. Physical
Yes.
touch, they call it. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts or acts of service.
Yes.
Yeah. I think mine is words of affirmation. So you just, that's interesting. You seem like, based on what I'm getting, I didn't think you were a touchy-feely person, but
I'm not. I
but you
don't
are
like
with
too
him.
many.
You with your
Yes.
dude. Oh, okay. All right.
Like it's you get that certain vibe with that person where you're like, oh yeah, where people basically tell themselves, oh yeah, I'm about to take you down. In the back of my head, I'll be thinking, yeah, you could touch me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw you was throwing that over there. Throw me like that. Like I like touch.
Okay. All right. Cool. Wow, that's a lot of information. Let me get to the quick questions I got before we wrap this up because I don't want to hold you too long. But again, you're listening to What's Up Award TV based out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're talking to Miss Upshaw today. And right now, we're going to move to the final section of the show before we wrap it up. It's called Rapid Fire Getting to Know You Questions. I'm just going to ask you a few quick questions, and you just tell me the first thing comes to mind.
Okay.
What's the best movie you watched? It's one of your favorites, if any.
Nope.
Do you watch
None.
movies?
I
Never
do
watch.
watch movies.
You just have no good movie. Okay, cool. All right. All
They're
right.
predictable.
Yeah, I can figure out a movie too. I couldn't figure out Pulp Fiction, and I couldn't figure out The Matrix. I didn't see those coming, but they're not my favorite either. All right, what's your dream job? Is it driving the using that CDL? I know.
My dream job, this driving the company I'm with now is actually looking like that could possibly be my new dream, but my
Okay,
dream job will be demolition.
right. You mentioned it earlier. Okay. Next question. How did you feel about the recent elections? Did you care? Did you not care? What it is?
It is what it is, but at the same time, I didn't want Trump in office. I didn't want the Republicans to win, but I didn't want Kamala in office either.
Dang, you like me. I didn't care either one of them because I figured they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Okay. All right, we'll move on to that because we heard enough about him anyway. If you
I
could
know,
meet
right?
any celebrity or be spend it, okay, if you could spend a day with any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be? You got 24 hours with whoever you want to be with.
Aaliyah.
Why her? You want to know if, what's
Um,
up with her and Dame Dash and Jay-Z, which one she really like?
I just want to know her story as to
Mm,
everything that transpired. And I feel like she was actually a very beautiful person on the inside.
yeah, she got caught up in that industry that, her and Aura got married. So
Yeah.
that's interesting right there. I've never thought about her. I think for me, I want to meet Malcolm X. So many questions I got to ask that brother. But um, all right. Next question: if you could change your name and rename yourself, who would you be?
I would change my name to Madam.
Who?
Madam.
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 Okay.
Like it's a form of respect
Okay.
without them saying your name. Like, yes,
Mm,
madam.
okay. I thought those just she does. Okay. All right. Here's one that's interesting. You got three kids, right?
hmm
Which one's your favorite?
My son.
What? You answered that one? Okay.
No, I take that back. It's between my
It's too
first
late.
my last and my middle child because he pisses me off sometimes. But my middle child's actually great.
Okay. Yeah, the middle ones, the first one tend to be latched onto your thing. The middle one kind of wild, and the last one gets spoiled. That's what I normally find.
Yep.
All right. Um, what's the best invention you've seen in your lifetime? Something you said, man, I'm glad they got this.
Mm, cars, because I would never walk.
I know that's right. I know that's right. They say back in the days, a rich person had a car and poor people had horses, but now rich people have horses and poor people have cars. So yeah, cars have come a long way. And is there any particular car you like? I know you drive that 2024, 2025, whatever. Is there anything?
Um, no, as long as it's not a Chevy.
Okay. All right. All right. And two questions. Second to last is what makes you smile? What makes you laugh?
People doing their everyday thing. And if it's stupidity, it's stupidity. But I like laughing at people.
Uh-huh. Okay. But okay. I like comedians too. So yeah, I like to laugh too. Even though it's hard to make me laugh, a good straight laugh, because I tell a joke for three. So I really study the art. So you got to really make me laugh. All right. Final question. How did you prepare for this episode, or what did you expect? What did you think it was going to be like?
So really it's more of me just telling my truth.
Yeah.
Expecting expectations. I didn't expect much. I was like, I actually was thinking that you was gonna have like a gazillion questions for me. I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna answer all these, but I'm just gonna answer them to the best of my ability.
You did a good job. Yeah. I just asked you to tell the truth. Now, anything
Yeah,
you you say anything on the show that will surprise anybody who know you, or everybody like, oh, I know that.
probably that I was a really bad child.
Yeah, you seem so calm. I was like, wow, it never that's still waters. Still waters. Well, on that note, let me say this. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure speaking with Miss Michelle Upshaw today on What's Up Award TV. I appreciate your candor and your willingness to look in your private lives and share that with us. And it's really been a pleasure knowing that about you and find out a little bit more about you. I think people will agree. But do you have any social media sites that you want to share with people if they want to find out more about you? No? Okay.
I ain't social media.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to clear up, share, change, or modify before I get my final thoughts?
No.
You got any closing remarks before my final thoughts? What you want to say to your fans out there?
Um, honestly, work on everybody, not just anybody individual, me, myself included. Just always work on bettering yourself. Like
Mm,
wherever you're at in life, know that you can say that you making $1,000 a week, whatever. Try to
mm-hmm.
go higher. Always try to achieve your goals and then achieve goals that are greater than what you are currently achieving. So just always try to do better and then treat other people how you want to be treated. That's like number one thing. Everybody, no matter what they're going through, who they are, treat them how you would want to be treated in that situation.
I like that. All right. Well, let me get my final thoughts on this show before we wrap it up. My final thoughts are these. We spent a lot of time talking about relationships, which I like doing. And I realize there's two things that couples must do, and they must learn to do it effectively if they want to work. And that's communicate and compromise. Why is it that you ask? Well, it's because love is patient and love is kind, according to one of my favorite books that I read often. But I personally say love is like a fart. If you have to force it, it just might be boo boo. Mm. On that note, I want to thank my guests again for joining us today in the listening audience. If you or someone you know may want to use my platform to share his or her story, please let them reach out to me. Get the link below and have them follow with me. And don't forget to follow or tell a friend about me and like and follow me on all YouTube at What's Up Award TV. And again, I want to thank my guests. So until next time, remember, everybody has a story to tell, but we just want to know what's yours. Peace.